and welcome to another episode of Jebby XD. Today we got a fun little exercise in store for not only myself, but for you guys as well. We're gonna go through some of Reddit's most popular Reddit threads, Reddit Confessions. If you don't know what Reddit Confessions is, it's a subreddit where people can get that nasty secret off your chest or simply use this as a place to vent. See the unfiltered opinions of strangers. I've been a little bit of a secret Reddit user for the last couple of years, and I've kind of been watching this thread, and I've come to realize there's just some shit you shouldn't say, even if it's anonymous. So we're gonna go through some of the more outlandish confessions I've seen this week. Let me know what you guys think. If you think that these people are crazy, if you think this is fake, let me know. My father might be a serial killer. What a crazy thing to just confess on a Reddit thread, but I'm intrigued. I'm here. Let me see what you got to say. It's this weird open secret. I get it. People make typos. We're gonna move on. It's this weird open secret among everyone that has ever known him. It's even some of an open secret amongst the now retired police officers in my small hometown. Something does smell suspicious already. My father went to prison when I was 11 years old for committing torture and abusing my mother, brother, and I. Well, Jesus Christ. He served 11 years of his sentence. When the police interviewed me, they asked me questions about it. If I knew anything, I said no. Given the small bit of exposition we have, I'm already on board that your dad's probably a serial killer, but let's see what has gotten you to this conclusion. The truth is, I did know something. My boy. My father came home covered in mud and what I believe was a significant amount of blood. He didn't know I was home. He stood in the doorway staring at me. When he finally did move, he walked past me as though I didn't exist. I watched him go into the kitchen and grab a brown paper bag, then to his bedroom to grab clean clothes, then to the bathroom. This does have serial killer vibes written all over it. When he came out of the bathroom, he took the paper bag to the backyard. I watched him throw it into the burn pile before setting it on fire. He drove us in the mountains to a place I'd never been before. The whole drive I could hear a tarp in the back of the trunk sliding around like it was wrapped around something heavy. This feels like something that should probably be brought up to somebody that's not just Reddit. This feels like a bigger issue than an anonymous post on the internet. I watched my father get out of the truck and pull the heavy object in the tarp from the bed of the truck and drag it into the woods. I know he killed someone. The thing is that it's always seemed as if people were intentionally looking away from any shred of evidence. The reason was always believed to be because he only went after pedophiles. You're using this word as a plural. You're saying pedophiles, which leads me to believe, I guess, a serial killer kills more than one person. He's on like his Dexter shit, like, oh, it's totally justified because these are bad people, but also like, I don't fully believe that he's like on his vigilante shit and he's more of just like an extremely aggressive person. The surrealness of it, hard to grasp fully just how fucked up our lives have been. If you not only had suffered all of this abuse, but you also are now living with the fact that you kind of know, even if your dad's not a serial killer, you kind of know that your dad is a murderer, at least of one person. That would be a really heavy load to carry. I don't know if you've been to therapy. I would suggest maybe checking it out. My mother tried to tell the cops, by the way. Like I stated above though, they didn't seem to care that much. I feel guilt for never sharing what I did know. I think at the time it was all just too much to process. Yeah, you were like 11 years old. I'm hoping my contribution of DNA to Ancestry.com will eventually connect him to it. Godspeed to you and your family. This is definitely like one of the craziest confessions I've ever seen on this Reddit thread in the last couple of years. I kind of hope that your dad gets caught. If you're really worried about it, I'm not sure how the law works, but if you're really worried about it and you really want him to get caught, this might be something you bring to the FBI or something. Like, you can go online and fill it out. The FBI takes requests, they take stories. This might be something to bring to them. A cockroach crawled on my balls while I was pooping. I don't think I will recover from it. Until you get your living situation or you clean your house where that is not a possibility, I don't think you should recover from this. The fact that this cockroach even got there leads me to believe that it crawled up somewhere else without you noticing before it got there. There's no easy access there, even from a toilet. My impression of this confession is clean up a little bit, try to get rid of the roach problem, and then you will never have a roach crawl across your ballsack again. Before we move on, let's hear from our sponsors of today's video. Surprise, it's me. I'm giving me money to tell you that I also stream on Twitch. And if you like watching my content, if you like what I make for YouTube, you'll probably have a really good time hanging out with me on Twitch. I do some photo editing on there if you're into that, and I do play a lot of games. I gotta admit, I'm not the best at games, but at least I like to have a good time. So if you're looking for ways to enjoy my content outside of YouTube as I kind of rebuild this brand and don't have a ton of videos you're probably interested in, check out my Twitch page at xjebyxd. Unfortunately, somebody else had JebyXD, so I had to slap that X onto the front. Thank you to our wonderfully intelligent and awesome sponsor, me. And now back to the video. This confession is honestly one of the nastiest ones I've seen, and it's super short. And I see more than I would like to see in this vein. There's some things that you shouldn't tell anybody, ever. It doesn't matter if it's anonymous, it doesn't matter if it's your best friend. I feel like there's some intrusive thoughts that you should just always keep to yourself. And this is definitely one of them. Is it wrong? If you have to start with, is it wrong? It probably is wrong. Is it wrong that I am more sexually attracted to my son than my husband? I know I'm a freak, but I just can't help myself. If he weren't my son, I would rock his world. I even one time joked about wanting to have sex in common with him. I don't even have anything to say to this. I gotta say, the people in the comments pretty much said it best. You are disgusting, get help. Yes, it's wrong, what the fuck, gross. Best thing your son can do is get away from you. And I fully agree. Who knows how old your son is? The fact that you're even saying you want to have sex in common with your own son? Son, remove yourself from this household as fast as you can. If you can go to college, don't come home. Because this is insane. This is insanity. We're gonna lighten the mood with the next one with a little capitalist win. Electronics company keeps refunding me for a TV I bought. I get a refund for just over $1,000 every month. This seems like a huge dub. I don't know what store it is, but all I'm saying is, take those checks, baby. So I bought a TV a little while ago, ordered it online from a big store. The driver wasn't from Canada and didn't know the area and dropped it off in a city that was the same but 2 hours away. This sounds like Amazon. I ordered a couch one time and somebody literally signed for the couch who wasn't me and they gave them the couch. Amazon sent me a new couch and then they ended up refunding me and they almost sent me a second, or I guess technically a third couch. It was a whole thing. Now every month I get the same email and then the same refund. I haven't called back, I just keep taking the money. So far I haven't spent it, just keeps overpaying a credit card that I rarely use, just in case they come and take the money back. But this has been going on for nearly a year. My man made 12 grand last year just because somebody dropped a TV off at the wrong place. This is a win. I'd say this confession, I'm here for this one. Go off, you deserve it. Alright, we're gonna end on a confession that is not gonna leave you feeling great, but it's definitely gonna leave you with some thoughts about your friends. I pretend to be different people in order to keep my friend to myself. So what I'm gathering from the title alone is that somebody's out there catfishing their own friends so their own friend can't have more friends. Years ago, at maybe 10 years old, I started a new online game and made an online friend I instantly obsessed over. We became close to the point we'd call every day 20 hours a day if we could, and I'd lock myself in my room, stop going to school to talk with her. We were on and off friends for maybe 3 years, but those 3 years flipped my life upside down and caused tons of other things to happen, but I'm only going to talk about one. In those years, I found she would say she's going to bed, but actually not go to bed and be online with other people. You're literally 10 to 13 years old, bro. Yeah, maybe she's online talking to other people. You're children. You're literally children. You're making friends. These are like the formative years of how you learn how to communicate and make friends. Okay. I created characters, basically different accounts to be her friend on. Each person I wrote a detailed story about along with how I wanted them to text just to make sure she never knew it was me. Soon her whole online friend group was me, but she didn't know that and she never would. She would call those people and I'd practice different voices so I could further convince her the people she knew were real and use those phone apps so each person had a number. When I was 13, I remember like on my iPod Touch, because I did not have a smartphone, I didn't even have a cell phone then. I remember using this app to like prank a friend one time, but like I told them. She even dated one of the characters I played. Bro! Brother, what are you saying? Most of my memories of anything else that happened with her or how we stopped talking are gone, but I'm not sure why anything else during that time is black, but it just is. It sounds like you probably did some other shady shit that you don't want to talk about, so you've chosen to forget it. At 13, I met someone else and I started to get attached to them. I tried not to because I knew the same thing would happen, and in my mind, I did not deserve friends because I'm a bad person. I'm never gonna say that somebody doesn't deserve friends or doesn't deserve relationships, but I will kind of admit that this is a very wild situation that you've put someone else through, and the fact that you're saying that they still don't know you did this, it's really upsetting. It really makes me feel strange. I haven't really met friends online in that way. I've definitely met people through Instagram and Twitch and YouTube and all of that, but like, they're people that exist. I create an account and befriend them and we talk. We talk through the time they ignore any message I send from my real account, so I disappear online, all of my accounts, blocking them, and they don't notice for a week. I was always scared I'd do this again, and I've done it. I don't want to be like this, and I don't know what's wrong with me, why I do this, and why I can't just handle my friend having other friends or not wanting to talk to me. I know miscommunication occurs often because I have autism, and I don't know if that plays a part in why I just need one friend and I obsess over them. I get sick when they tell me they are going to bed when they are just talking to my other account. I get jealous of that account despite them both being me. I plan to make this account ditch them one day, but I don't know what I do when they start talking to another person that I can't control and ignore me entirely. Whew! This is a very loaded confession, and I gotta say, you really should just get off these sites where you're meeting new people, or when you do start to meet new people, maybe just like keep them at an arm's length for now until you can understand why you have these attachment issues. This is another thing where the people in the comments really kind of popped off. Stop it, get some help. You need to seek professional help. Find a therapist that works for you and tell them what is happening. This is sketchy and deceiving. There really is no excuse. So what we learned is that there's a lot of crazy people out in the world who have a lot of crazy secrets. I just truly cannot believe the types of things that people will put out on the internet. Even if they think they're anonymous, I feel like there's always a way to find you. So let me know what you guys think. Did you like the video? Did you like some of these confessions? Do you have anything to say to any of the people that are in these confessions? And I'll be happy to pass on any good advice to these people that hopefully will help them get through this ailment that they're experiencing. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you on the next episode of Jebby XD.